Good morning. Welcome to Lent. This is Lent 2020. This is a new series of podcasts I'll be doing between now and Easter on the season of Lent, examining what the season of Lent is, what are some of the practices that we can do during Lent to draw us closer to God. So Lent is a 40-day period of fasting and praying in preparation for Easter. Historically, it was a time spent preparing to be baptized on Easter Sunday. And so each week during Lent, those who were seeking to be baptized would go through a course of study, a time of preparation. Lent is based on Jesus' 40 days and 40 nights fasting and praying in the wilderness as he was about to begin his public ministry. Having just been baptized, the Spirit of God descending upon him at his baptism, the voice of heaven speaking to him, declaring him to be his son. The Spirit then led Jesus to the wilderness for a period of time in preparation for his public ministry. During that time, he fasted and prayed, which is why we practice those practices. And at the end of that time, Satan came and tempted him. We might hear oftentimes during Lent, what are you giving up? That's the fasting portion. What are we giving up for Lent? Sometimes it might be candy, it might be sweets, it might be ice cream, it might be some food. We might declare a fast on Fridays, Wednesdays and Fridays, from meat, from food for a period of time, from social media, from television. All that fasting helps us identify with Jesus' fasting and with his suffering. And during that time, we will be tempted. So we need to rely upon God, trusting in God, going to God in prayer, especially when we're tempted, turning to the Word of God for strength and encouragement so that we may maintain the course. What we don't hear so often is, what are we replacing during Lent? What are we adding to our Lenten practices? It's a time of preparation. So hopefully we're already spending some time doing devotional time each and every day, spending some time worshiping and praying and reading the scriptures each and every day. But what can you add to your Lenten practices that will draw you closer to God, help you learn more about God, and identify with Jesus' time of prayer in preparation for what his ministry was to bring him? So what are we doing? For me, my practices that I'm doing this year for Lent is I'm getting back to my walking. I've been a little lax. The weather hasn't helped a whole lot with that. I'm getting back to my disciplined eating. I've gained most of the weight back that I had lost in November and December and into January. Been lax in that. So self-discipline by the grace of God to get myself back into a healthier place again. I've noticed a little bit of difference. The second practice I am is being intentional about my prayer life during Lent and beyond. Spending more time in prayer each day, dedicated time, intentional time, sitting down and praying time, going over my prayer lists on a regular basis each and every day, setting aside a certain period of time. So that's going to be part of my morning devotion. After I finish my devotion, I'll go intentionally to a time of prayer, pray for all those on my prayer list, those who have asked for prayer, and so on. The other practices I'm doing is giving more money financially. We have been blessed, and I want to pass those blessings along. So typically I've been giving on paydays 4 of the large cans of green beans to the soup kitchen, and equal amount of money on items for the House of the Carpenter, a mission project here in our community. What I've added to that is financial giving to the church for some specific areas. Church overhead, our apportionments, which is ministry throughout the world. Pause for a Cause, which is a local high school ministry run by a couple of teachers, where they provide necessary things for the students, food, clothing, emergency supplies, whatever it might be. They try to help those out. I'm also intentionally giving more during this season of Lent. And it's amazing to me how God has blessed us financially over the last year, especially. And so I want to pass that along and help others in their journey of living and of faith. The other thing I'm going to do is be more faithful. in all that I do. Be intentional, be grounded, trusting in God, practicing my faith on a daily basis. So add something to Lent, give something up for Lent, identify with Christ's fasting and prayer, his suffering and death, and see what Lent brings to you. Peace and blessings.